like Kylie said, I'm the on-tour development manager for Rural Arts. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what I do now and then how I got into it. I only graduated 5 years ago, so probably not as much experience as some of the other people that have spoken here today, but never mind. So Rural Arts is an arts charity. We're based in Thirsk, and it was set up 21 years ago by Angela Hall, and we've got a stall out there today that I know some of you have already visited. And Angela set it up by originally going around and delivering arts projects in the community in North Yorkshire. And over the 21 years, it's grown into being a national portfolio organisation of Arts Council England, which basically just means we get regular funding from them, and having its own venue, which hosts performances, has a gallery, a cafe, a studio for delivering visual arts workshops, a media suite, meeting rooms, and the offices where the team of 8 of us who work at Rural Arts work on a day-to-day basis. And although we still have our own venue in Thirsk, we're really passionate about still going out into the community, which leads me on to On Tour, which is what I manage, and that's a rural touring scheme. So just like you go to Harrogate Theatre and see different live arts events, dance, theatre, music, comedy, I programme, which is just a fancy word for book basically, a rural tour. And there's one in almost every county in England, Scotland and Wales, so it is quite a big industry. And I basically work with companies to get them into rural venues, and by that it's usually a village hall across North Yorkshire and East Cleveland. And although the spaces are smaller, we like to call them unique and intimate settings, the quality isn't, and the scheme's been going for 18 years, so I've only been with the charity for just under a year. And it's had international acclaimed companies and performers working on it, and it often works with big companies to get them to scale stuff down. So one of the most well-known companies we work with since I've been in post is Phoenix Dance Theatre, who are in Leeds. So the best part of my job really is that I basically get to go and see loads and loads of stuff. So in the summer I got to go to Edinburgh Fringe Festival and saw I think 21 shows in 3 days. I was in Leeds last week, went to see a Northern Ballet Children's show. So that's definitely one of the perks of the job. And alongside that I also programme for the courthouse itself, and I manage the outreach projects for performing arts in the charity. So a big one that we launched this year is called Create Tour, where young people from rural areas get to work with a professional company for 4 days, and they create a short performance with that company, and then the company go on tour with us and the young people go with them and perform as an opener to the professional company. And the project's completely free, and if you live in a rural area and need help with transport and stuff, we provide that as well. So that's what I do now. And basically I'm going to keep it really brief because I've listened to a few of the talks today, and I don't know how many you guys have been to. Have you already been to some talks in here today?
Well, they have the keynote only talk. I don't know whether they've been to any others.
Okay, oh right, okay then, well that's quite good. But basically the theme of them has been, I was really passionate about this, but I didn't go into that, I went into this as well. And that's pretty much my story, so I didn't want to repeat anything you might have already heard. But yeah, so I was really into acting when I was a teenager. I went to my local community theatre, which is Ilkley Playhouse, and went to drama club there and was pretty sure I wanted to be an actor. I was lucky enough to get a place at the National Youth Theatre of Great Britain when I was 18, who are really, really fantastic, and I really encourage you to audition with them and get involved in any projects that come up to Yorkshire or Manchester with them. But having gone from a drama student with a class of 3 when I was doing drama A-level to being at the National Youth Theatre of Great Britain with hundreds of other young people with the same talent and interest and ambition as me, I kind of started to think, I'm not sure what I think about acting actually. I'm not sure if it's what I want to do. I didn't feel as passionate and enjoy it as much as some of the other people around me. And actually what I got really interested in was hearing everyone else's experience of theatre, where they'd all come from across the country, and meeting all the different workshop leaders that we worked with over the course of the 2 weeks, and hearing about their life and how they go to all these different places, teaching other people the skills that they love doing. So after traumatising my parents by deciding for a year to not actually bother going to uni, and ended up working in a warehouse, deciding the fate of broken hair straighteners for a little bit, I then did go to uni and did a drama degree at Loughborough Uni, and I was really encouraged by my parents to try and take up as much opportunity as I could while I was there. There was a guy earlier from animated theatre, really encouraging everyone in the room to take as many opportunities as you can, and I definitely echo that. And so the hobby I chose, I can't really tell you why, was the student radio station, probably because I'm a drama student and love the sound of my own voice. And I ended up working in the features part of the student radio, which is where you review things because you get free tickets to stuff. Bit of a theme seems to be going across my career so far. If you get something free on top of it, I'll go for it. And I stayed in the student radio station for the 3 years I was there and worked my way up to head of press and events. And to be honest, I think that probably helped me get my graduate role more so than my degree itself, because my first job out of uni was in the press and marketing team of the Marlow Theatre, which is the South East's largest theatre. So that was fantastic, but I'd sort of, by taking that role, left behind what I'd specialised in for my degree, which was community theatre and applied theatre, which is taking theatre into different situations. And one of the things I really love about the arts, which again has been said a lot today, is that a lot of people do one main job or do quite a few different jobs, but everyone seems to do something on the side as well as their main employment. So when I said to my boss, I'm really enjoying it here, but I just really miss doing the workshops and things like that, he was very supportive, and I ended up working with their youth theatre, being made responsible for all the youth-focused marketing and being involved in a lot of their outreach projects because they didn't have one dedicated outreach team. So when my contract ended there, I ended up setting up my own business, which was called Barn Door Theatre, and I went back to the East Midlands because Loughborough University run a competition for graduates every year to win money and support to start your own business, and I was very lucky to win that. So I set up in the East Midlands and started specialising in taking theatre to rural communities. But rather than what I do now, which is professional shows, I was taking workshops and things into those communities. And over the 3 to 4 years that I was working as Barn Door Theatre, I ended up having a small team of part-time and freelance staff, and the business won 3 more awards. And basically, it really gave me a lot of skills that I hadn't had a chance to develop elsewhere, so I'd never pitched for a contract until I did that. And don't get me wrong, I was terrified, but it was a fantastic experience. And then, so then I basically went from doing that, and it took me across the country to different parts of Europe, and I ended up going to New Zealand, and I decided to have a bit of a break, travel around, work in New Zealand as well, and I did that towards the end of my time working as Barn Door Theatre. And when I came back, discovered Rural Arts, who had spent 21 years trying to achieve the same aims as I've been doing with Barn Door Theatre, so it seemed like a really good fit. But I think my time's nearly up. I just really am getting across, I think, what loads of people here today are saying is that there isn't one particular route, and there's quite a lot of change happens in the arts, but I think there is also this big myth that it's like really, really competitive, and that there's hardly any jobs in it, and that you have to do all this extra work outside of school or university or your day job to be able to really make a career out of it. But to be honest, looking at all my friends that graduated when I did, we all have to do that, whatever industry we're in. So like one lady from the National Media Museum today was saying, so you may as well do the thing that you're really passionate about and really enjoy, because you do it for most of your life. You do it 5 days a week, most months of the year. So, and I do believe that if you're really passionate about something, you can make a success of it. I've talked too much, I'm really sorry. Typical drama person. But I'm here all day, so please come and talk to me if you've got any questions about anything at all. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.